Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. Today we're down in the area of the yard that I've only taken y'all a few times. We're over here by where the future hoop coop is gonna go, which is also right next to the chickens, so they're curious and you'll probably hear them giving their opinion throughout this video. But this here, which hopefully you can see it, I know with the material of it, it's kind of hard to see the chicken wire, but earlier in the year we decided that we wanted to make the chickens a tunnel that we could have connected to the run. That way we could open and close it so they could come out and still forage for greens. We'd be able to move the tunnel around once they started clearing out the grass and weeds in a certain area, but that way they could just get more greens on their own naturally and forage as chickens are meant to do, without the worry of the hawks getting them. But the day that Momma Bear and I started this project, it wasn't a great day in all accounts. And we both ended up just having to walk away from the project. We totally intended on coming back and finishing it, but as you know, if you're a homesteader or just anyone alive right now, things come up, things change, you have to readjust your priorities, and we never got back around to it. Well, the GoPro, y'all listen to me. The hoop coop's gonna be right kind of along the baseline of the cliff edge there, and I'm worried that where we have the start of the chicken tunnel is gonna be in the way. So I'm gonna go ahead and undo the progress that we've made, which really isn't that much. It's getting it up out of the ground and undoing some mechanics wire. And then tomorrow, I think Dirk and I are gonna try and lay it flat and roll it back up, because it is still attached to the original roll at the end. He never cut that off. And that'll just make for easier storage. We will be bringing a chicken tunnel back in the future. But we want to go ahead and get the hoop coop done this winter, and you want to stay tuned and pay attention for that project to come up, because we've got a couple really special guests that are going to come and help us with the entirety of that project from start to finish, and it'll be a series. We won't be able to get it done in just a day or two, so stay tuned for that. And in the meantime, I'm gonna try and get this up, get this flattened out, and see what we get into. I'm on the tripod again today, so we'll see if I remember to bring y'all over and adjust you as I'm moving around. But essentially what we did, we had all of Cousin Dave's, the wire from the political signs. Those were used also to push down some of the cardboard and ground cover in the gardens. And that's what we used for this. We used them as the structure, essentially, and then draped the chicken wire over it. If you see it now, I mean, obviously we did not get far, y'all. It was nowhere near ready for chickens to come through. But essentially, hopefully once I get the mechanics wire off, I don't want to try and grip onto it and cut myself. Hopefully they won't be too hard to pop up out of the ground, but we'll see. It has been over here for a while, and as you'll see, I think in tomorrow's video is when I'm going to post it, where we're continuing taking down the tomato garden and everything, and Momma Bear has one heck of a time getting those things out of the ground. Oh, that's heavy. Give me 1 second. I just want to find something to toss my bucket. All right. We don't want little pieces of mechanics wire all over the yard. The mower tires would not be too happy with that, and neither would someone's foot if they were walking through and stepped on one. yeah, we got the idea for doing the chicken tunnel offline, and I just absolutely hate that my girls, that I can't let them out. And we tried there for a while, letting them out maybe just an hour before bedtime. That way they wouldn't wander very far, and the likelihood of a hawk being in the area would not be as great. But we have seen the hawks. That's given me a lot of struggle. We've seen the hawks around pretty well at all hours, so I don't want to risk doing that in the evening time either. But if any of y'all have any ideas on better structures for chicken tunnels to make it pretty easy to be movable, pop that down in the comments for me. All right, look at that, y'all. One tiny piece off, a lot more to go. Hopefully the wind doesn't sound too bad over here. It's been a pretty windy day. This isn't fun. I think I'm gonna put y'all on pause for a second and see if I can't get through getting some of these off. Not nearly as easy of a project as I expected it to be, at least this first part of it. I already tried to get one of the sign holders up out, and I was able to get one side out, other one's not wanting to budge. I figured at the very least from it, you know, these aren't anywhere near as far in the ground as the ones in the garden were, so I didn't think it'd give me that much of a fit. But let me see if I can't play around with it a little bit, and then I'll come back and see if this is a project that I'll even be able to get finished today. So I'll bring you back. All right, y'all, another change of plans that I'm gonna try real quick. I got my thick gloves on. I am going to try to just yank the signpost straight up, so at least I can get this moved out of the way. I may have to have Papa Bear help me when it comes to getting all the mechanics wire and everything off. And let me show you why I can't just pull it right up out of the wiring, how we did it to make it so that the chickens couldn't easily get out. You can see it's going through some of the holes of the wiring, so I can't just easily lift it up, unfortunately. But we're gonna try it this way. You know, progress is better than perfection. Oh, I got one, y'all. I can't tell where y'all are, if y'all can see me or not. So I figure if I can at least do that and get this area cleared, because I also want to mow down this area before we take Papa Jerry's mower back to him for the year. Oh my goodness. Well, these are gonna bend all the... Oh. But that's okay, we still have another full box of them. And the only reason that we used this as the structure is because we had so many on hand. You know, we're all about repurposing and reusing. That's why we tend to keep everything. That's why you wouldn't come out. The mechanics wire is wrapped around the post. Come on. And y'all, please try not to laugh too hard if I bust my butt. Alright, we're gonna move along, come back to you. Well, that one came out really easily. Ugh. There we go. We got 2. Just goes to show how dry it's been. Come on. Got her. Yeah, I'm not even going to try to save these sign holders. Goodness gracious. Alright, move along to the next one. One frustrates me, I can move to the next one and then come back. That's a big old hole. Y'all, I don't like giving up. I really don't. But, you know, you may watch these few minutes and say, Momma Bear, you didn't really give that a good try. Well, I was trying to work on it when the camera wasn't rolling as well. They're in there too good. It's way too dry. So even if I fight with all the mechanics wire, I'm still not going to be able to get all the posts out myself or all the sign holders out myself. And you know, I was inside thinking about it here a minute ago, thinking that maybe I'll just scrap this whole video, you know, considering how I've pretty well gotten nothing done except for remove 2 of the sign holders. But then I told myself, Momma Bear, why do you want to do that? There's people out there that might be thinking about getting into homesteading, and I want to be as realistic as possible with y'all. It's not always a cakewalk. Some of the projects you start, some of them take months to finish, years to finish, some of them don't get finished. Some of them, I mean, I don't know, I'm rambling now, but not every project is a success. This is not a failure. Just because I can't do it by myself doesn't mean it's a failure. I'll get Papa Bear down here with me when he's available. We'll knock this out in probably 15-20 minutes. But it's something that I wanted to try and get knocked out on my own. I thought it'd be a nice, easy project. Something I didn't have to get Papa Bear involved with, because there's a lot that he is wanting to work on around here as well. But I can be stubborn, that's for sure, but I know when to admit that I need help with something, and this is a project that I need help with, as simple as it is. But that just goes to show, you know, it might be tough, but at least try. I tried. I got down here and I tried. And it's not always easy. It's not always fun and games, but it's always worth it. You know, at the very least, me being down here, I've been out in the sun. I've been enjoying the beautiful day. You always got to look on the bright side of things. You know, there's always a bright side. You just have to want it. But I'm gonna leave this one here. If y'all have any recommendations, like I said, I don't know why I'm squinting into the sun when I can just move y'all. If any of y'all have your own chicken tunnels and you have whatever medium you use, materials, if you love it, if it's super easy to move, easy to put together, if it's something you recommend, please let us know. It'll be a little while before we actually get this tunnel set back up, even if it's even this year. Like I said, it all depends on the hoop coop, and then that's all going to be dependent on weather. I've been reading a lot that we might actually get a pretty cold and pretty bad winter this year, and that will obviously affect what kind of chores and what kind of projects we can do outside, but we'll see. In the meantime, y'all, keep on keeping on. If there's a project that you want to try but you're unsure of, just take the leap and do it. Worst that can happen is you gotta, you know, change your plans about it a little bit. But we love y'all, and until next time, keep on keeping on.